Hello, I'm Coach Lance Meyer of Grass Ministries, a partner ministry with a City for God, and I'm here at the Green Room Art Studio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we're preparing for the World HESA conference in Jacksonville, Florida. So today I want to take just a little bit of time and I'll kind of break this up into parts, but part one here I'll talk a little bit about my story and my journey with Hashimoto's encephalopathy, give you kind of some basic facts and stuff about what happened, and then we'll share a little bit about how the Grass Ministries Green Room Art Studio has been a blessing in my life. So I want to start a little bit. My former life, I was a principal in North Chicago, an athletic director, a youth minister, a teacher, and basketball coach. And kind of as a side, I did do some art. Over the last few years, that's changed quite a bit. And on January 6th, 2020, I had the first of, really serious bouts with Hashimoto's encephalopathy. At that point, really didn't know what was going on. I had returned on January 5th from being down in Arizona. I was golfing down there and doing some art and just kind of getting away at that point and getting ready for the rest of the basketball season here in Milwaukee. And we have early morning practices, 6 a.m. practices. My normal routine was to get up at 5 and pick up kids. Well, on the 5th, I was golfing in Arizona, get to about the 15th hole. I'd been playing really, really well. All of a sudden, miss a putt. Well, that's golf, it happens. But it just felt weird. Then I hit a wild shot and kind of went to the ball and just was like, didn't have any energy and just everything just kind of really weird. You know, this empty feeling kind of came over me. Finished the round, but did not have a lot of energy. Went to the airport. I was flying back. My dad dropped me off, and I'm not hungry, even though I hadn't eaten all day. I don't want to be around anybody. That's weird. Had just, again, some really weird feelings going on. Somewhere in there, got a little bit better, got on the plane, got back, fell asleep probably 1 a.m. I'm up at 5 a.m., pretty normal routine for me. And then had a basketball practice. I remember some of the coaches saying, "Yeah, you were just a little off today, coach," but made it through practice. And then at about 8 a.m., I just kind of didn't want to be around anybody, kind of got in my office and just kind of sat there. I was working on some little menial tasks, but really didn't have a lot of energy. One of them was to get to the copier and make a copy, and had to do everything just to do that. Did make it to the copier after maybe 2 hour period of time. And coach, you okay? I don't know what's going on. And next thing you know, I'm kind of, it's such a weird experience because you can't really respond. I kind of laid down. I'm aware of what's going on, kind of, but I'm just really not there and can't really get my body to or mind to do anything, move. So the ambulance came, and I spent about 12 hours kind of non-responsive. My parents flew back from Arizona and had some very serious, just screaming at the nurses and just a lot of things that were very different. And then, you know, kind of the next day, not woke up normal, but just, I was like, what's going on? There was a lot of visitors there. I kind of re-energized a little bit and, thought I was going to be returning back to school and go on with life. Thought maybe I was dehydrated. And this happened again. If you remember the Packers-Bears game 2020, Packers won, but I didn't watch the second half of the game. And that's where you know something is just not right. I fell asleep, ended up kind of stuck in the middle of our stairs in the middle of the night. And, again, are you going to go through? I remember my wife going, are you going to call the ambulance again? Yeah, it looks like, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't really respond real well. So ended up calling the ambulance. And this time I'm really rough. This time I'm hallucinating. I'm in basically like a comatose state for about 30 hours. Seeing things. I can just, my parents flew back again and just was not good, obviously. But the good thing that came out of that was Dr. Obadat and his staff, despite seeing tons and tons of doctors and isms and psychologists and whatever, all these different doctors, he figured out that I probably had Hashimoto's encephalopathy. So at least we had something diagnosed. I was there for about a week, and I can remember the last day when I was coming out of the hospital, I still was like, all of a sudden, I was just like, something's not right again. Did go home. At that point, they had released me, so I went home. Was there for a couple days, and again, the same pattern happened again. And at the end of January, so basically, I spent most of January 2020 in Freighter Hospital here in Milwaukee. And the third spell wasn't quite as intense, but again, I was out for about 36 hours, kind of maybe a little more in and out, but mostly out, and experienced, issues across the board, inability to speak, walk, talk, all those kinds of things for a while. But after the effects too were, some hearing issues, smell, taste, being able to talk clearly. I kind of was rocking, almost like Down syndrome kind of things. Brain, some psychosis going on. Maybe a combination with some of the prednisone and stuff that I was taking. Took those high doses, the 1,000 milligrams for a while, and then tapered, I think 80, and then kind of went all the way down to 5. After that, was tapered off all the way to October of 2020. That's, again, just a kind of quick snapshot. I still deal with some memory issues, not nearly as bad, but I had huge problems for a while. I have very strong long-term memory. My short-term has always been an issue, but like the millisecond memory has been really messed up. It has gotten quite a bit better, but it's still, and even my long-term memory, probably the one that's still just, I can't, there's just things that I just am forgetting on a pretty regular basis, which is a problem still today. So that's, again, just a kind of a quick snapshot of what happened. And I would say, since then I was in the ER about 8 times. I did have a stint in March where I kind of just went, kind of psychosis a little bit. And then March of 2020. I would say since then I haven't really had a return to the hospital. I've had a lot of little issues, a lot of them, and still to this day, my energy level and drive, I've always been really driven. It's returned, but not strong. Some people who watch me on, Facebook, and I invite you to do that. I do have a YouTube channel and TikTok and all those things, and I do, kind of talk a little bit about mental health and try to help people that have, and that's what we're going to take some time with today, some strategies to kind of push forward even in the challenging times. So I'll stop the video here, and this will kind of be part 1. So that's just a quick snapshot of my story, and then we'll get into the art and the Green Room Art Studio and some of the things that and the ministries that have done, and some of the just championship mindset that have helped me kind of combat this illness, as well as accepting the reality that it's a very real thing that, as you know, affects us all. But hopefully we can give some empowering hope to each of you today. God bless you. See you in a second.